A perfect outcome to all things is assured. Yeah, a perfect outcome to all things is assured. Yeah, I'm getting stronger every day because my faith leads the way. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. In every situation, there's a blessing somewhere. Come gather, brothers and sisters, and we'll see that it's there. Woo! I need you. You need me.
There it is.
And that's how our happiness is guaranteed. Take it, boys.
And now, in all your doings, be you blessed. Through you is ushered in a world unseen, unheard, yet truly there. Holy are you, and in your light, the world reflects your holiness. For you are not alone and friendless. I give thanks for you and join your efforts on behalf of God, knowing that they are on my behalf as well, and for all those who walk to God with us.
Sing it with me. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. I'm getting stronger every day because my faith leads the way. A perfect outcome to all things is assured. A perfect outcome to all things, yeah, is assured.
Wee doggy!
That is the truth.
It is.
It really is. We're so glad that you're here. I'm, of course, that's Reverend Yolanda. If anybody's wondering who's who
in the room here.
That's Yolanda.
I want to thank everybody for this wonderful day already. My goodness, what a glorious, glorious homily as we were just, wow.
Rehomeling.
Woo! It's so
been the
good.
theme of the day, hasn't it? It always is, right?
Yeah,
it always is. It always is.
And just to, just to reaffirm once again how glorious it is to be in this community. We are not alone and friendless. Mm-hmm. We are all here together, mm-hmm. walking the path together, and it's mm-hmm. such a glorious thing to do with you. And we have so much fun with you, and we love you so much. So
laughing and giggling at our holiness today.
Wasn't that
right?
fun?
Laughing and giggling about and with and around our holiness.
That was so much fun. Yeah. I know. Really, really. Thank you, Shauna. I want to say a special thanks to Ruby. Hey, Ruby, I'm so glad you're here in the room with us. And to everyone. Oh, and Homiera was here a little while. Maybe they'll come back. Arizona should be here in a little bit, I hope. But just to say, oh, hi, Ruby! Just to say thank you to everybody that's here in the room or listening on the radio or later on YouTube. We really, really appreciate it. We really do. And we love you so much. So, yay! And we're thrilled about our offerings today because another thing I want to tell you is that Glenn and I host a Wednesday night A Course in Miracles group. It's a private group on a different platform, and you are so welcome to join us.
I'm one of many. A Course in Miracles teachers.
Right,
so
right.
If you're interested in this kind of lesson that we're going to give today, the kind of lessons we have around here, you can certainly get a link, and we can talk about it by giving Yolanda an email at yolanda.net.
Well, my address is yolanda@yolanda.net. So
Yolanda@yolanda.net.
Yolanda@yolanda.net. If you want to join us, and I'll send you the link. It's on a different platform. But anyway, just wanted to tell you that because today's lesson we did do on our Wednesday night group, and boy, did we have
went
fun with
over.
it. Yeah.
Which we almost never do. People didn't want to go. We kept talking and talking and talking.
Yeah, it was
so
really great.
because we're on the section of A Course in Miracles which talks about the how do we manage our interaction with the material world, or what do we live inside these learning devices, right? We live inside the learning world. We live inside this projection belief seen outside. How do we physically work with and use those ideas to wake up and prove what is true? So it's just, and it works on the micro, which is like my own personal body, my own personal learning device, right? It works on my learning device, but it works on the macro too. It works on groups like churches, groups like political parties, groups like nation states, groups like identities like woman or
or
trans, or like identities. These groups. It works on, and when we come together, like we heard today. What are we for? When we come together, what we do is we create. Yeah. That's what happens when we decide to come together. Yeah. And either what we're creating is really a lot of fun. So let's talk about that.
Let's do, but let's see. I think let's do our new sing along first. Because
testing out our new sing along.
Yeah, let's see. Now I want to bring I want to put it in the chat. So let's see. So if y'all were present for Sounds of Awakening last week, I did this new mantra that I have just been thrilled about.
We all have. I heard the cat swaying today. Saw the cat swaying today to this new mantra. You've got something if the cat's paying attention, right?
It's really gorgeous. So, it's a prayer protection. Let me read you. I put the Gurumuki words in the chat.
Phonetic spelling, so you don't have to learn Gurumuk before you sing along.
Yeah, and so for those listening on the radio or later on YouTube, I'll have it also in the comments. But it's very easy. It goes like this: Aad Guray Nameh, Jugaad Guray Nameh, Sat Guray Nameh, Siri Dayvay Nameh. And it means, in English, it means I bow to the primal source of creation. I bow to the wisdom through the ages. I bow to the true source of creation, the true identity of self. I bow to the great unseen wisdom. I just love that.
Yes.
Ooh, yes.
And so the idea is the prayer protection is to a like I'm aligned with those things so that I cannot be hurt. I cannot suffer. I don't suffer because I'm aligned with the truth of what is, the beauty of wisdom through the ages. So I'm untouchable. I'm the timeless, eternal.
Yeah, it's so awesome. And
prayer protection.
Is a prayer protection.
It's supposed to work on your car too.
That's what
you do it 3. You're supposed to do it 3 times before you get in your car to protect the vehicles that you travel in.
Well, you do it before you turn your car on. Yeah. So what we do is we get in the car, we sing this 3 times
because we like singing it.
Yeah, and then we go about our business. So it goes like this. Jugaad Guray Nameh, Thank you,
We're
Shauna.
really
Oh,
liking this.
I love this. I love this. Love it.
We always tease Saida about having the same record collection that we do.
Yeah,
You know.
and that's just what you did today,
know.
Shauna.
So-
With the roomie, we appreciated that.
I know.
Oh.
Yeah, the Sufis are a really big influence on us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
Truly,
sure.
truly.
It's that one, sweetie.
Mhm.
Ah.
So, we're I like to look at the lessons because they really track with.
Okay,
The,
first of all, let's back
text.
up. Let's back up and tell people who,
yeah.
what you're meaning.
I gotta do this over and over and over again.
Okay, so we're looking at the workbook lessons
Right.
from A Course in Miracles first, and we like to go through the past week's lessons before we get to the text, which Glen speaks from. So we like to look at how the workbook lessons, intersect with the text. So
Because it's usually put really in 3 sentences, like we're going to look at.
Yeah.
So what else would she want to say? What else would the Course say about these ideas? And then that's really what we're going to be talking about. If you go back a few days, we're kind of talking about the subject that she wants to talk about because she builds on ideas. And back in 3:14, she says, "I seek a future that's different from the past."
Yeah, that's a few days ago from lesson 314.
3:14. So it's,
which is, I seek a future different from the past.
to be honest about that, why do we do anything that we're doing?
Wow.
That's a real honest statement.
Mm-hmm.
And it is a direct understanding of our beliefs interacting our experience.
Yeah.
It
right.
says
You're
we
right.
do
You're
understand that, and so we are beginning to take responsibility for not only our beliefs, but how our beliefs outpicture the world, so they create our experiences.
Yeah, and you know what, Shauna, somehow this your inquiry today made me think of this because the very first line is from new perception of the world, there comes a future very different from the past. So in order to get that new perception, I feel strongly about self-inquiry now, and you really led us into a deep contemplation today, and that kind of work creates a new perception.
It creates freedom.
Creates freedom.
I'm going to talk about a new kind of perception I've had as well. This week, this past working with this, working with this. I see a different. I seek a future different from the past, right? Because hopefully we're learning.
Right.
Keep.
Yeah.
Hopefully we're like present to the lesson.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
look what the prayer is. Father, we were mistaken in the past, and choose to use the present to be free.
I said, there is the freedom.
And now we leave the future in your hands, leaving behind our past mistakes, ensure that you will keep your present promises and guide the future in their holy
Right. All right.
light.
Learn my lesson.
Yeah.
Don't have to learn it again.
Right.
It's done.
Right.
Right.
Isn't that nice?
No punishment. No continual punishment forever because of that one time you got it wrong. You're gonna be beat up You're gonna beat up forever. Just put the stick down. Walk away from the stick. Right. Can we do that? Can we agree to say, learn from the mistake and then not pick it up again?
Yeah. Let's do that. That sounds good.
Well, sorta.
All right. All right. Here we go. Okay, so the next one we were looking at, the next day is lesson 315.
So if you're in the material world, you're dealing with the material world, what do you think she's going to say next?
Well, all gifts my brothers give belong to me.
Oh, what?
Every day 1,000 treasures come to me.
What?
With every passing moment. Think about that.
What?
1,000 treasures come to me with
Where are they
every
coming
passing
from?
moment. From the moment. From each
all
moment.
gifts my brothers give belong to me.
Right. Well, what I mean by that, and what I think she means by that first line, is every little thing that you do throughout the day, you're interacting with someone else, and that is a treasure.
Yes.
That can be a life-changing event. And, you know...
How creative that is.
How creative
think it's
is
very
that?
creative. Each day 1,000 treasures come to me with every passing moment. I am blessed with
gifts
throughout the day in value far beyond the things of which I can conceive. It's like, I'm not in charge of the whole concept. I'm in charge of participating.
And look what she says next. A brother smiles upon another, and my heart is gladdened. Someone speaks a word of gratitude or mercy, and my mind receives this gift and takes it as its own.
It only takes a spark.
I know, it's just
to get a
it's just so true how you can affect, you know, the life of someone else just in your everyday doings. I went to a restaurant the other day to get a quick sandwich, and this woman was so kind to me at the when I was ordering. It really made me cry. Like, she was so beautifully sweet to me, and I was, you know, I don't always expect that in New York City, so I was moved. You know, I was totally moved, and I thought, what a wonderful gift you. And I actually thanked her. I said, what a wonderful gift you've given to me today. And she goes, oh, sweetheart, I'm so glad. Thank you. You know, and we had just a moment together. It was really cool.
So,
all right, so the next lesson.
Gifts. Each moment is a gift. And the gifts are encounters with this holy. She's thinking, goes, okay, you're in the world. What we're doing, you're in the world, and there are these things happening. But what does she want the focus to be? She wants still the focus to be on, or do you see the oneness in this? Do you see yourself in the other? You know, it's more than empathy. It's a whole. It's the holy encounter. It's
holy
us.
encounter,
I mean, we're the presence of it. You see this, but it's happening in situ. It's happening in the deli or in a restaurant. The story began yesterday in a restaurant or whatever I was doing. So all of this thing, it happens in a place, in a time, with an understanding and everything like that. She puts it in place, and then the next thing she says is, "All gifts I give."
I give my brothers
right
are my own.
Right. So it's like
as every gift
no
my brother
separation.
As every gift my brothers give is mine, so every gift I give belongs to me. So nothing is ever lost. You know, we think sometimes that giving is like making less than, like something is being taken from me when I give, you know. But
if it's transactional,
right,
that's and then transactional means that you have to believe that you are those things.
Right.
See, the only way the transactional world can hurt is if you believe that you are the money that's going out of your pocket, or the broken car, or whatever it is.
Right. That's true.
You know. So
each one allows a past mistake to go and leave no shadow on the holy mind my Father loves. Everything is holy now. Wasn't that wonderful this morning? Oh my goodness. Wow.
Every gift my brothers give. Not just some of them. Every gift my brothers give. I know.
Yeah.
I accept, you know, and I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm present for it.
I'm present for it. Yeah.
You know. So
so then the next day, is this today? No.
Yeah, this is today.
Oh, right. Okay. So today, lesson 317 is, I follow in the way appointed me.
Oh, so if nothing unreal,
nothing real can be threatened.
If nothing real can be threatened, and nothing unreal exists, herein lies the peace of God. I follow the way that is appointed me. So between those things of what's mine and what's yours and ours and this oneness and in this world as this body, I follow. I don't need to know any more than that. I don't have to conceive of it all. I follow the way that is appointed me. I know what is, you know, all this going on. All I know and all I need to know is what is mine to do. I follow the way that is appointed me, because she says, I have a special place to fill, a role for me alone. Dun, 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 dun. So there is a like the way that the oneness gets expressed in us, like this unique, incredible key that unlocks the way God is perceived in you. I mean, it's just absolutely the art of it all, like we were saying earlier today, because it doesn't have to exist.
Yeah.
Because none of it has to be. You know, it's a
gift.
The gift, right? It's all a gift. So
Oh my goodness.
We could all be holy.
We are holy. We all are holy. That's why we were like,
It's a
totally
choice we're
sinking
making
in.
to save our own lives.
It's
So
so
read,
awesome.
so tomorrow. So we'll give
Oh, you want to read tomorrow? Okay.
Yeah, because it starts to move tomorrow.
Okay.
So tomorrow you can look for
Ooh.
in me salvation's means and ends are ones, right? So if I'm doing the thing that I'm trying to get, then how I am is where I want to be. Do you understand that?
I think
How
so.
I am is where I want to be.
Right.
In me salvation's means and ends. So happiness is not a place. It is a way of being in place.
You know what? That is truly amazing, because in all these years of reading the workbook lessons and the texts, I do not remember this. In me, salvation's means and ends are one.
I'm bringing together what I want and how to get it as me. What I want and how to get it are me.
That is so wild, because you know what? Like, really, we've literally.
It's up to me. You know, it's a choice for me.
We've been literally reading this for years, and isn't it funny how something pops out to you?
Oh no. It's like someone's
never
been
noticed?
rewriting the Course in Miracles lessons again. You know, been inserting new ones in, taking old ones out. You know.
Oh goodness!
Does it happen to anybody else? Someone rearranges the Course in Miracles lessons. Does it happen to anybody
All of a
else?
sudden, it's new. Well, that's totally awesome. Okay, we're gonna breathe and ring the bell like I like to do.
We've got a great lesson.
Oh yeah, we do. Say it again, please. Ruby says. All right, hold on. Let's go back and see what that was. What was the last lesson we just read? It was
3:18. In me, salvation's means and end are one.
That's lessons 3.
In me, God's Holy Son, are reconciled all parts of heaven's plan to save the world. In me are reconciled what part I'm to play in heaven's plan to save the world. Now, if you know that the world's not broken, what do you think save the world means? To give it, to save it. Save the world from its illusions that it's not perfectly, a bag of chips or whatever, that everything's all right. Come out wherever you are. It's okay.
This is cool too. It goes on to say, how could there be a single part that stands alone, or one of more or less importance than the rest?
Hierarchies, right? This is still, there isn't a person who's more essential than somebody else.
I was created as the thing I seek. I am the goal the world is searching for.
Get that tattoo, okay? Put it right on your arm. We looking down on it.
I was created as the thing I seek.
So there it is again. We have this. We often recognize it in the world before we can recognize it or own it as our own belief or our own selves. The beauty we see around us, the sunsets.
Okay. Well, I'm going to. Can you go back and find my? Here it is. There it is. Never mind. Okay. I'm going to ring the bell, and we're gonna breathe, and then I'm gonna sing a song based on the lesson. My heart is beating in the peace of God. So, here we go. So I'm going to ring the bell 3 times. Take a breath with me. And on the last breath, exhale with an Om. Here we go. and floods my body with the purposes of forgiveness. Now my mind is healed and all I need is given me. Every heartbeat brings me peace, and every breath brings me strength. I am a messenger for the voice of love. I am held forever in this peace. My heart is beating in the peace of God. My heart is beating in the peace of God. My heart is beating in the peace of God. In the peace of God. Thank you, dear Shauna.
I'm glad we get to bring that to you. Guess who's working on a new album?
Yes, so I'm exactly. So I'm sharing
Yeah.
these songs with you as I work on them.
So thank you for being our experimental audience.
Yes, I'm so glad you're
We'll be handing out
liking it.
questionnaires later.
Oh goodness, let's see what we got. in
Ever
the
done
chat
one of
here.
those musical questionnaires? Did you like this song?
Okay, cool. Yay, Ruby. Thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. So, what part of the text are we looking at today?
Well, the fun part is that you can, and I don't know whether most people know this, but you can actually.
You can close that.
I know. You can actually read the Course in Miracles in a year if you'll read 12.8 pages a week. I know. I say that a lot, but that's why we do the lessons at the beginning, right? We do the lessons at the beginning because this actually tracks, and this is kind of wants you to expand on this. This is the way the Course works, and it's real ethical. It builds on the same idea, and it begins to have this tumbling ethical thing that's to happen. There's you get going for a little while, you just keep it going, you keep the discipline going, believe it or not, like anything. Your skill development increases, and the momentum in your life changes. The normal, everyday momentum of things going your way, going right, we call that miracles. We call it, right? When things are just like, no, the book falls out of the shelf right into your arm, right? That you were looking for forever. That's what this is. This is why it comes up to this, because she wants you to look at greater ideas that this is impactful on your life, that when you're kind of walking through this part of the woods, let's go over here, I want to point at this part of this point out to you. You ever have a good tour guide, that pointed out all that you'd been on maybe 100 times with and then you go on it again, like, okay, we'll go on it one more time, Aunt Dot's in town, we'll go on this tour one more time, and then you get this really good tour guide. It's like you've never been on this tour before. And you go, right, what in the world? Where were you the 15 times I've been through this already? Because you should have a new perspective, right? You've been doing the work, and nothing changed. The world didn't change, but you're seeing differently. Suddenly, the world is different. You can see it. You can understand it, and a lot drops away. Because we've been building on the idea. The very first lesson in A Course in Miracles is
nothing in this room means anything. I think that's it.
What is she trying to hook you from? What is she trying to hook you from?
What do you mean, pull you out of?
Right.
Oh,
What are you
okay.
trying to? What is the Course trying to really unhook us from?
Assigning meaning to everything.
And signing anything but saying we're my body, I'm the world,
Yes.
I'm in the material world. I'm like the material things I see.
I am my body.
I am my body.
Yeah.
I am,
These
I
thoughts.
am these thoughts.
Yeah.
I am these feelings. She's trying to like subtly unhook us from that. Well, 310 lessons later, we're ready to like turn the back on that and says, okay, you're still in a body. And if that's not the problem, how are you going to deal with this like learning device and the things that you've built and you're out here doing and dealing with? Okay. None of that went away, right? Did you suddenly not have feelings?
Yeah, exactly.
No. Did you suddenly not have to wash your body? It became self-cleaning and self-maintained, and no, I still had to wash my hair. I still had to go to work. I still had to do all of those things.
Go to the doctor.
I didn't get minions that came and did it all. Did you get minions? I didn't get minions. When I woke up and I saw the world and I wanted to participate, I saw what was mine to do. I did not get minions. The world just started working.
Yeah.
It just started working because I was participating in it. That's what she wants us to understand about how to really minutely work with the material world. I mean, we can look at it as institutions, we can look at it as your wardrobe, we can look at it as the way we go to work, we can do all of those things. But it's really fun. It's 8 paragraphs, and she wants to talk about we're on chapter 27, the healing of the dream. The dream, of course, is the world that we live in. There's nothing wrong with it. It has to be healed in order for us to be able to express this art that God is in the world. And this is called the witness to sin because we're choosing the world that we're going to experience. Who's the witness to this sin? Or the broken world or the thing, or what's the witness, right? What's the true witness? And I use the picture of a boardroom, right? Because very often in our head, there's a lot of different people.
Oh,
there's a lot of different perspectives,
voices,
right?
Yeah.
There's your mom, and there's your dad, and there's your heroes, and there's the people that you read, and the people that you really, really, really don't like that live for free in your head, maybe.
My elementary school principal.
So this is the healing of the dream, the boardroom, the healing of the dream, getting a good boardroom instead of the unconscious boardroom that we've got in our head. How about that?
Right. Cool.
Right. Read this a little bit.
Okay, so I want to tell folks that may be new to our program that if you're in the room here, please feel free to ask a question if you have something, or if you have something you want to say. We may be on the other page. We flip back and forth because we're reading on the other page. So if you have something you want to say, put it in the chat or just speak up. And
I'm excitable, but I'm not uninterruptible. So please, if it didn't get it, let me know. It's called the healing of the dream. And this is the witness. She's called this witness to sin. See if you can understand why this would be called the witness to sin. And this is in the chapter about healing the world, or our relationship with the material existence, and it meta and macros into our own lives and the institutions that we're a part of. So go ahead.
All right. It starts off this way. Pain demonstrates the body must be real. It is a loud, obscuring voice whose shrieks would silence what the Holy Spirit says and keep His words from your awareness. Pleasure and pain are equally unreal because their purpose cannot be achieved.
We understand a lot about what's the purpose of pain and pleasure is to keep you involved in the conversation with the world instead of what is yours to do. Having a conversation with your pain instead of a conversation with the Holy Spirit, right?
I want to speak to this just for 1 second because my next guests on Sounds of Awakening are a couple who is actually, both of them are going through intense bodily painful situations in their body, and they are just being present with it and really using these principles. walking through it, experiencing all that is there, and just loving God and themselves and their family and their journey along the way. I can't wait to get together with them. Oh, and Arizona's here. Hey, Arizona.
Speaking of people, we know
we're
who
so happy.
So, what is the purpose of pain and pleasure? She tells us either it's to tempt our attention, right? Because what we place our attention on, we create more of. It is what in New Age circles they call this law of attractions. But it is true. What you pay attention to generally increases. That's pretty easy way of saying it. So either we're paying attention to what is shrieking for our attention. Focus on my body. It's the voice of the material world. The shrieking voice of the material world. Doesn't have to go too much into that. I think we all understand that. So she gives us what is called in this section, and then the very first thing, understand the law of purpose. And this is the first kind of flip that she does. The law of purpose. What shares a common purpose is the same. Pleasure and pain serving the common purpose of being just a distraction, so you don't do what is yours to do. Listen to your inner voice and find out who you are, so you can be use in the oneness. The law of purpose, pain and pleasure have the same purpose. They're exactly the same, and it works in both directions. So if they have the same purpose of awakening, they can awaken you.
Sure.
But if they do not, they do not.
Right. It's
But
what
you
you're
can't have
concentrating on.
right. So you can't choose pain or pleasure and separate them out. You can't say I use pain to awaken, but I don't use pleasure to awaken, or because pleasure is bad or whatever. Use everything to awaken.
Right.
All the purpose of these things are the same.
Interesting.
So the reminder here is that you can have a goal that is meaningless and it'll fail. Like, I want a perfect body, I want a perfect job, I want everything to be perfect. You can wrap your mind around something's quite meaningless. The world will let you wrap your life around something that is completely meaningless.
I will not value what is valueless.
As we learned it,
as Dove mentioned this morning.
It was
in
like
the room.
so. That's the first. So that's what she wants to understand. This is where we find ourselves. Pain demonstrates that the body is real. So who are we going to listen to? What are we going to pay attention to? Second paragraph.
Okay, so next we go to sin. Pain, sin. Okay, hold on, strap it in. Sin shifts from pain to pleasure, and again to pain. For either witness is the same and carries but one message. You are here within this body, and you can be hurt. You can have pleasure too, but only at the cost of pain. Sin's witnesses hear but the call of death. Right. Okay.
You tell me you recognize this.
Yeah.
You've got to recognize this.
Yeah.
The shriek as the call of death, because it is decay. The world is decay. It's rising. The Buddhists say the rising and the falling. Right. This, and for each of us, when we get to that idea, you are here within this body, and you can be hurt, and you can have pleasure too, but only at the cost of pain. I want to acknowledge that how that personally shows up in each one of our lives is uniquely different. You're here within this body. You can be hurt. You can have pleasure too, but only at the cost of pain. That belief and manifests it's differently in each kind of person. And this is a very personal journey within our minds, and it's played out in our institutions, and it's played out in our relationships. So the question that she says you can unhook this identification with, another way of letting the material world get into our self-identification, is what problems are you solving for? Are you solving for the world doesn't like me because I don't have a perfect body? Or what are you solving for? So the answers to what are you solving for change what we do when we see what we're trying to solve for. The condition of material thing doesn't bring happiness. So we can see that and be a part of it. So what we begin to solve for is not a perfect body and a perfect job and more things and more power at our fingertips.
Right.
Maybe. So read this next bit.
This body, purposeless within itself, holds all your memories and all your hopes. You use its eyes to see, its ears to hear, and let it tell you what it is it feels. It does not know.
That's profound. So she's going to take. She wants you. Maybe this is a leap for you, that your body doesn't know how it feels. Maybe that's a leap for you.
Well, it's interesting sometimes and I've answered this way too, when somebody says, how do you feel? And I don't know how to feel. I don't know what I'm feeling. You know what I mean? Sometimes that happens.
Yeah, and so often in meditation circles, they'll say, without judging it, what does it feel like? Oh, it's clamming across my back, or it makes I'm nervous. I'm there's a tight, or what? To be able to describe it, can we describe it? So I want you to try on the idea. See if you can make it true or not true. Just look into it. That the body doesn't feel. But we do judge what we feel as we like it or we don't like it. And even no matter how we ever manage that, and that also is a very personal journey, no matter how much is going on there, none of that is ever going to make it God. Make our body God, no matter what condition it's in or isn't, or performs well or doesn't perform well, or our judgments on it, like or dislike of it. It's never going to become God, even if we call it God, even if we call it by our own. The Course says, even if you call it by your own holy name, it'll never be you. It can't fulfill the thing you're looking for. It just can't. The world cannot. But we keep going back to it again and again. And the way this plays out in our own institutions is that well, we know that our feelings don't judge. Well, data doesn't judge. History doesn't judge. Buildings don't judge. Our bodies don't judge. We have these allergies, or this is what's happening. This is the way our bodies work. We walk upright. Our bodies don't judge any of that. This is the way it all works healthy, and this is the way it is. It's nothing to be judged. It's the way it works. So this is what we've got. That isn't the problem. How we use it and what we use it for, what our goals are for, is the relationship we will have and has the experience we will have in these learning devices. She's offering, because we're solving for the wrong problem. I want a perfect body. Oh, that song keeps going through my head. So there we go. Read the next bit.
Okay. For nothing could contain what you believe it holds within, nor could it tell a part of God himself what it should feel and what its function is.
There's a voice that can help you, that knows all the answers to this stuff. We keep going to the wrong thing to get, because we do believe somewhere, I should feel better. This isn't right. I should feel better. So even on the physical level, we know that there's this should be different. This should be different. We know that at a really, really fundamental level, but we keep solving for the wrong problem because we can't see the problem, can't see the obstacle, because we're identifying as the thing that has to change. That doesn't have to change. She wants us to change our identification from the outside to the thing that's inside. Because there's two witnesses, right? Because there's the voice that's shrieking at you from the outside, that's the material world, that's going, I'm dying and I'm not enough and I'm not getting enough. I'm not rich enough, don't have enough power. Or there's also an inner reality of miracles. And that's the correct perception, right? We can see what is ours to do. We make better decisions. We get on this roll, I was talking about earlier. That's the other witness. Oh my God, I get to do this.
Yeah.
Never had that feeling. I get to do this. Oh my gosh, this is so wonderful. I was built for this.
Right.
That's a great feeling.
Yeah.
And we have a reliable witness of that feeling. That's the Holy Spirit. That's the voice that likes you. When we start doing this, get on this thing, the result is we stop. This is what it says in the Course in Miracles. It says, if you get on this way of thinking, you get in this momentum, and you get in this flow, you stop seeing sin. You stop seeing broken things and things that are wrong and things that have to be fixed and bad people.
Right.
This stops happening. You stop seeing all this awfulness of the world. The broken world doesn't exist for us anymore. So this is the part that I thought this always gets me a Course in Miracles, which I think is such a bhakti path. She says you get this inner God, this witness, this inner guide, and you find out that this inner guide loves and holds dear what you love. And she's going to help you get it. Experience it. So, we have institutions, and for institutionals, it's about focus. It's about our tendency to focus on appearances rather than results. It's about putting activities in. We should be doing activities in that are about shared goods, not about
shared goals.
Shared goals, and not shared goods and goals, not about acquiring material goods. Yeah,
true.
So read this next bit.
As fear is witness unto death, so is the miracle the witness unto life. It is a witness no one can deny, for it is the effects of life it brings. The dying live, the dead arise, and pain has vanished. Yet a miracle speaks not but for itself, but what it represents.
This is the choice. This is just the choice, the effects of love or the effects of fear. What do I want to prove is true? See, we're on the other side of this now. Love and life, perception of oneness. Fear of death is perception of I am in this material world and there's more suffering, and that's the endless. Allowing she asks us to allow our bodies and the material world to represent what our goals are, and I guarantee you they already do. And to be honest and to be honest about that is really good. Our bodies represent our goals. Let them represent the goal we have in the world to be a wonderful, sharing, beautiful presence in the world. Go ahead, read the next bit.
Love, too, has symbols in a world of sin. The miracle forgives because it stands for what is past forgiveness and is true. How foolish and insane it is to think a miracle is bound by laws that it came solely to undo. And God himself has guaranteed the strength of miracles for what they witness
Okay,
to.
now we've got the ideas. Oh, I'm in the world and now I'm a symbol of love.
Yeah.
Dun, 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 the Superman blaze, or the symbol of love. Our bodies as symbols of love. To stand in what is past forgiveness. The moment.
Oh,
to
okay.
Stand in it. To stand. She uses this metaphor to stand. To stand in what is past forgiveness.
Like, does that mean beyond forgiveness?
What never needed to be forgiveness. It was never broken in the first place.
Okay,
It wasn't.
got it.
It didn't.
Got it.
Spilled milk.
Yeah.
The result is we stop. How we feel doesn't stop us from doing what is ours to do. The result is the action in the world looks like, because of no matter what we're feeling, it never stops us from what is us to do.
Right.
And it's because we've stopped doing it for the pleasure that it gives us, and we've stopped doing it to avoid the pain it might give us.
Right.
We know those things no longer motivate us because we do no longer identify with the mechanism that is bringing the pain or pleasure. Therefore, the pain and pleasure don't have the meaning and have the suffering that they do even when we work hard and our muscles hurt.
Yeah.
So so the body becomes a symbol of love and sharing in the world. Read this last two paragraphs.
Okay.
And we're done. I love this lesson.
I know. Be you then, witness to the miracle and not the laws of sin.
That's the boardroom table. Bring the witnesses to your world, the experts around the board of the table that can help you see past the sin and mistakes of the world to the truth and things like that. That's what you want in the boardroom.
Yep.
If you're going to have people in your head.
Yeah. There is no need to suffer anymore, but there is need that you be healed, because the suffering and sorrow of the world have made it deaf to its salvation and deliverance.
Once I was lost and
Yeah.
did not see.
What better function could you serve than this?
Woo!
Be healed, that you may heal,
Woo!
and suffer not the laws of sin to be applied to you, and truth will be revealed to you who choose to let love's symbols take the place of sin. Hallelujah. Can I get an A?
Become the witness to miracles. These are bodhisattva vows. I will heal myself, and I will help the world be healed, and we will go to heaven hand in hand to heal. This experience of getting out matters. Our experience and our healing and our personal journey matters, and helping others see it. That's what we're ours to do. And our institutional, the way this works out is we're supposed to become unnecessary. Right? It's supposed to just become the norm.
Yeah.
Right. So, I'm Reverend Glen Ganaway, your favorite anarchist preacher. This is the love of my life, the Reverend Yolanda. You're at the Mighty Companions Hour every
Sunday at
5.
And Cindy's entered the room. Hey, Cindy.
I know. I have a special announcement. Stay tuned. There's been a shakeup in the firmament.
Yeah. So it's all good. I'm gonna play this last song, and then we're gonna go to "Herein Lies the Peace of God" this evening with Reverend Cindy and Reverend Glen. So here we go. Let's play. Satanam karta pukanire bone ber akal more rajuni sevam guru prasad jak Aad such Jugaad such heavy such nanaka hose be such ekon kar satanam karta pukanire bone ber akal more rajuni sevam guru prasad jak Aad such Jugaad such heavy such nanaka hose be such the world I see holds nothing that I want. Beyond this world there is a world I want. Oh, there is a world I want. Oh, there is a world I want. Valueless. I escape the chains I've placed upon my mind and open the door to my true self and open the door to my true self.
Satanam, Karta Porcanire Bonever, Akamure Rajani, Sevan Guru Prasad Jap, Aad such, Jugaad such, He be such, Nanaka Hose be such.
All right. Well, that's it for today. And we're going to turn it over now to Glenn and Cindy. But first, Sean.